This video is going to be about how I remove the dust nibs from the final coat of finish. This valet box has 2 coats of armor seal on it, and I sanded in between each coat using a 220 grit sandpaper. And even after the last coat, you can still feel dust nibs on it. So no matter how hard you try, you're still going to get some dust that lands on your box or whatever you're finishing after you're done, and it's still going to come out with a rough texture on it. So what I do is I let the box set a couple days after the last coat to let it harden a little bit, and I use some 4-0 steel wool and some wax polisher for the steel wool, and I wax the box. I put a little bit on the piece, take the steel wool and rub it around. I'm putting more pressure on it than I would when I'm sanding in between coats, but I'm not putting too much on it that it'll dull the sheen of the box after I'm done. This is a box that I made out of some sapili. I have a video showing how I made it. You can click on it right here. If you notice that the box is too rough and that this isn't quite getting rid of all the dust nibs, you can sand it with 220, and then if you're using an oil-based varnish like the armor seal, just thin your final coat about 50% so it will dry faster. So after I sand each panel, I'll let the box set for about 20 minutes or so for the wax to dry off a little bit, and then I'll come back and buff it. It's been about 20 minutes now, so I'm going to come back and buff off the excess wax using just an old cotton t-shirt that's been cut up. It's very important that when you're buffing it out to get all of the wax off of the box or off of the piece that you're waxing. Even the tough to reach places like down here in the corners, you want to make sure that you get all that off. Because when it dries, it'll turn white. And you'll notice it. I really like the look and the feel of it that the wax gives it. The steel wool, it softens the sheen up a little bit, and it makes it really smooth. But you still have quite a bit of shine left, so it doesn't remove all of the sheen like sanding the sandpaper in between coats does. Even the next day after I buff it, I'll come back with a towel and wipe it off again with the same cotton cloth just to make sure I got everything. And there it is. It's really smooth now. It's pretty much gotten rid of all the dust that was stuck to the finish, and it's given the box a nice even sheen. And plus it smells pretty good now too. Alright, hopefully that quick tip helps. Hey guys, I appreciate you watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the thumbs up button below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel.